a sovereign British territory, surrendered. A £52 billion price tag, hidden in plain sight. Why is the UK government rushing to hand over the Chagos Islands? And who truly benefits? Critics argue this deal risks global security, ignores public will, and locks Britain into a century of financial chaos. Nigel Farage demands answers. Why surrender to corruption when strategic alternatives exist? With cobalt riches at stake, and allies questioning this move, is post-colonial guilt overriding national interest? Watch the video and judge for yourselves.
The Conservative government was happy to surrender the sovereignty of the Chagos Islands, but didn't like the final shape of the deal. And then we go on to the government, who tell us this has to be done because of legal uncertainty. But of course, there is no legal uncertainty whatsoever. So why are we doing it? Well, I guess, of course, post-colonial guilt, a government run by human rights lawyers. But you know something? I made a comment earlier about the cost. I promise you, 90 million a year for 99 years with £3, with 3% compounded inflation is £52 billion. That, of course, is madness. 50 billion quid is a very good reason to debate this. There is a 200-mile marine park which potentially has cobalt and other mineral resources that could be worth tens, perhaps even hundreds of billions of pounds over the next few years, and we're prepared to give it all away. Now, I have spoken in the course of the last week to American cabinet ministers, and whilst they're concerned about Chagos, they're even more concerned about bringing an end to the war in Ukraine. Chagos is not especially high on the American agenda at the moment. I would love to see the American administration veto this terrible deal. But I'm not even sure then that this government will move its position. They are clearly hell-bent on giving away the Chagos Islands, whatever the risks to global security, whatever the risks to our own budgetary constraints, and having ignored completely the will of the majority of the Chagosian people. If that's the case, I would rather see America have the sovereignty of the Chagos Islands than a corrupt Mauritius. Why don't we, if we're going to give this up, let's sell. Let's get a few billion quid for the Mauritius Islands, for the Chagos Islands. Mauritius has no legal basis, no legal claim, and you know what? Investment would come. The Chagosians could go back and get well-paid jobs. I want us to keep sovereignty, but if you're prepared to give away this country's interests, sell it to America, don't give it away to corrupt Mauritius.